This is the AB4WS radio show. Every week, bringing you the exciting amateur radio news and information happening in the greater Cincinnati, Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana areas.
The AB4WS radio show can be found on the Apple Podcast app or your favorite podcast application. This time of year, the thoughts of many students at the Dixie Heights High School in Edgewood, Kentucky, turn to preparing for the February ARRL School Club Roundup, which will be held February 12th through February 16th.
We're at the Dixie Heights High School ham radio for the school roundup. Our call sign is Kilo Yankee 4 Delta Hotel KY4DH.
Sherry, KJ4MOB, the teacher and sponsor of the KY4DH Amateur Radio Club at the Dixie Heights High School, has all the member students gearing up and preparing for the big week where they try to work as many stations, especially other school club stations, as possible during the week-long event. KY4DH every year makes a strong showing in the event and has improved their score each year. This year, they are working hard to again improve that score from the fall of last year. Make sure you mark your calendar and give every effort to work the kids at KY4DH during the February School Club Roundup. For more information on School Club Roundup, go to ARRL.org/school-club-roundup. The Monix South Group will meet at 6 p.m. at the Donato's Pizza, 15 Donnemar Drive in Bellevue, Kentucky, where they'll exchange information on what they have been hearing on all the radio frequencies. They found a new talk group for the Hamilton County Public Safety Group, and will share that information at the meeting, as well as hearing what new electronic goodies Santa Claus brought you this year. January 20th is the Ohio Aries VHF contest, which is open to all operators starting at 9 a.m. Eastern Time and ending at 4 p.m. Communications will take place on 2 meters, 6 meters, 70 centimeters FM, as well as simplex digital voice contacts. For the rules or to register, go to ohsimplex.org. January 23rd, the Anderson County, Kentucky Amateur Radio Club will hold their meeting at 7 p.m. at the Anderson County Extension Office at the Anderson Community Park in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. At the meeting, they will introduce new leadership, and which is excited to provide the members with a great amateur radio experience. January 27th and 28th is Winter Field Day, which is sponsored by the Winter Field Day Association and scheduled to run from 1900 hours UTC on Saturday, January 27th through 1859 hours UTC on Sunday, January 28th. Winter Field Day is held on the last full weekend in January and is a communications exercise that can be worked from the comfort of your own home or in a remote location. You can participate by yourself, with your friends and family, or with local club. It is open to participants worldwide. Amateur radio operators may use frequencies on HF, VHF, and UHF, and free to use any mode that can transmit the required exchange intact. Similar to the ARRL Field Day, bonus points are earned in several ways, including non-commercial power sources, operating from remote locations, making satellite contacts, and more. The exercise is designed to help increase your level of preparedness for disasters and for you to improve and practice your operating skills in winter environments, as the potential for freezing temperatures, snow, ice, and other hazards may adversely affect your operating conditions. For all the details, go to winterfieldday.org. The Bluegrass Amateur Radio Society will be setting up camp at the Kentucky Horse Park, 4089 Ironworks Parkway in Lexington, Kentucky. The Okayan Amateur Radio Society will be setting up at the Harvest Home Barn, 3961 North Bend Road in Cheviot, Ohio. The Moorhead Amateur Radio Society will be holding Winter Field Day at the State Fire Commission Building, 99 Lake Park Drive in Moorhead, Kentucky. The DeForest Amateur Radio Association is going to operate Winter Field Day from the Glendale Park near Peebles, Ohio. The Lake Cumberland Amateur Radio Association will hold Winter Field Day at the Elcara Worldwide Headquarters, 600 State Highway 837 in Engle, Kentucky. The Ohio Aries District 10 will host the Ohio Aries Conference on February 17th from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Tri-Point Medical Center, 7590 Auburn Road in Paynesville, Ohio. The Ham Radio Science Citizen Investigation, known as HAMSCI, will hold its 6th annual workshop on March 22nd and 23rd, 2024 at the Case Western Reserve University in Cleveland, Ohio. This event is meant to bring together the amateur radio community and professional scientists. For more information, go to hamsci.org.
Do you know where the action's at?
Well, the action on Monday nights at 8:30 p.m. is all about Yaesu Fusion, C4FM, Wires X, and Yaesu Radio. This technical net, known as the MinWis Fusion Technical Net, is held every Monday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Wires X Room 21493 and Reflector YSF 21493. It is also heard on repeaters all over the world via Wires X and the YSF Reflector. This is not your typical net. This net is focused on solving problems, answering questions, and providing the amateur radio audience with all the information on everything Wires X, Yaesu Fusion, C4FM, YSF, and Yaesu Radio. The educated, extremely knowledgeable, and experienced net control operators of Chris, K9EQ, Chuck, K0ORK, Otis, W4IOD, and others who are tasked with answering your questions and providing solutions to your issues. The net is essential for all those who play in the Yaesu Fusion, Wires X, YSF, Yaesu Radio world. They have a website which is dedicated to providing the amateur radio operator with a lot of information to make their amateur radio experience a successful one. They also record the net each week and publish it as a podcast, which can be found on their website, hamoperator.com. If you are looking for where the action is on Monday nights, tune your Yaesu Fusion Radio to Wires X Room or YSF Reflector 21493 for where the Yaesu Fusion action is.
Hamfests.
On March 10, 2024, the Northern Ohio Amateur Radio Society brings in Winter Hamfest at the Lorain County Community College, 1005 North Abbey Road in Elyria, Ohio. On March 16, 2024, the Sevierville County Amateur Radio Society sponsors the 2024 Sevierville, Tennessee Hamfest at the Sevier County Fairgrounds, 754 Old Knoxville Highway in Sevierville, Tennessee. On March 17, 2024, is the Toledo Mobile Radio Association Hamfest and Computer Fair at the Owens Community College, 30335 Oregon Road in Perrysburg, Ohio.
Are you looking to upgrade your license? Do you have someone else that's interested in the hobby? Here are some upcoming exam opportunities.
General license classes are being offered via Zoom starting on Saturday, February 10, 2024. They'll meet each Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to about noon Eastern Time. They'll discuss all 10 sub-elements by April 13th and have a review on April 20th and then conduct an official exam on April 27th in Heath, Ohio. For more information, contact Earl Pazig, W8BR, at 740-504-1950. The Milford Amateur Radio Club holds amateur radio testing on the third Thursday of each month at 6 p.m. at the Miami Township Civic Center, 6101 Meyer Drive in Milford, Ohio. Please pre-register at milfordhamradio.org. The Dayton Amateur Radio Association has exams frequently. For their exam schedule, email exams.w8bi@gmail.com. On January 23, 2024, at 6 p.m., there'll be an amateur radio testing session at the Anderson County Extension Building. Use the rear entrance, lower level, at 1026 County Park Road in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. For more information, contact Brian Carter, KI4TLW, at 502-545-0376. On January 27, 2024, at 10 a.m., there'll be an amateur radio testing session sponsored by the Wilderness Road Amateur Radio Club at the American Legion Post number 46 at 45 Spears Lane in Danville, Kentucky. Please pre-register at hamstudy.org/sessions. For more information, contact Carol Miller, AF6MB, at 541-602-6535. On January 27, 2024, the Moorhead Amateur Radio Society will sponsor an amateur radio exam session at noon at the State Fire Commission Building, 99 Lake Park Drive in Moorhead, Kentucky. On February 3rd, the Lake County Amateur Radio Association will be sponsoring an amateur radio testing session at noon at the Kirtland Library, 9267 Chillicothe Road in Kirtland, Ohio. For more information, contact Scott Farnham, KO80, at 440-256-0320, or email him at scottfarnham@roadrunner.com. The Western Kentucky DX Association will sponsor an amateur radio license testing session on February 4th, 2024 at 2 p.m. at the Woodman Life Building, 519 Old Morgantown Road in Bowling Green, Kentucky. For more information, email Henry, W4HTB, at W4HTB@IEEE.org, or call him at 270-793-4822. On February 10th, 2024 at 10 a.m., the Bluegrass Amateur Radio Society will be giving an amateur radio license exams at the Red Cross Building, Classroom A, 1450 Newtown Pike in Lexington, Kentucky. Please pre-register at hamstudy.org/session/KE4MAI. For more information, contact Fernie Williams, KE4MAI, at 859-536-3393. On February 10th, 2024 at 10 a.m., there'll be an amateur radio license exam session sponsored by the Westchester Amateur Radio Association at the Voice of America Museum, 8070 Tylersville Road in Westchester, Ohio. Please pre-register at hamstudy.org/session/WC8VOA. February 15, 2024, the Milford Amateur Radio Club will host an amateur radio exam session at 6 p.m. at the Miami Township Civic Center, 6101 Meyer Drive in Milford, Ohio. Pre-registration is required. Pre-register at milfordamradio.org. On March 9, 2024 at 10 a.m., there'll be an amateur radio license exam session at the Georgetown Police Department, 550 Bourbon Street in Georgetown, Kentucky. Please pre-register at hamstudy.org/session/WX4GPS. For more information, contact Ron Malinowski, WX4GPS at 502-542-8252. Special thanks to this week's content contributors, KY4GW, WB8YYS, KD8ZLD, K9HIO, N8LAR, K4NKU.
If you have something you think other amateur radio operators in the area would be interested in, send the information or your recorded audio file attached in an email to ab4ws.radio@gmail.com.
Covering your amateur radio news and information in the greater Cincinnati, Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana area, this is Jack Prindle, AB4WS in Big Bone, Kentucky.